is Millards, Minis, and Medicine, Episode 1.
So for a while now, we've talked about doing a video channel, just recording periodic videos to keep track of and document our journey through medicine and as a family. So here's Episode 1, October 17th, 2018.
Woo.
Do you want to tell a little about where we're at right now and how we got here?
Yeah, so kind of a journey.
Yes.
Jared had started his job with Lifelight, and he had been doing a bunch of training.
Yeah, this was back in 2015.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he was around residents pretty often, and so I just remember he would come home and say things like, I would just wish I was 10 years younger and I would love to do what they do and I would go to med school in a heartbeat. And so finally one day I looked at him and I was like, well, let's look into it. And he said, really? And I was like, yeah. So we did. And so since I'm more of the researcher between the two of us, we kind of mapped out how long it would take, and at the time he had been considering going to CRNA school, and so when we compared them side by side, it was only going to be like a 2-year difference if he does a 3-year residency. And so we were like, wow, okay, well, 2 years, like we'll look back on that and that'll go by quick. And so we started getting more excited about it, and so we started asking some people too, could you see this as something that Jared does? And everyone was really supportive, and we're like, yes, you need to head in that direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a little backstory on that was like ever since probably paramedic school, if not EMT school, that was my first exposure to really working with physicians in healthcare. And I really wanted to become a doctor post-paramedic school. But at the
I
time,
never knew that, by the way.
Yeah.
Us going into our marriage, I thought that the CRNA thing was the path, and I didn't know anything about this hidden dream.
Well, it just seemed like so far out of the realm of possibility for me, because even at 23, when I graduated paramedic training, I felt like I was too old. Which is kind of crazy now that I'm 31 and I'm doing this, whereas 8 years earlier I thought I was too old. But at the time, I didn't have any college credit to my name at all, and it would have been very truly a long road, like it has been. So after paramedic training, I kind of gave up that dream. Never really even fully explored it because I really thought it was beyond anything I could ever accomplish. But yeah, so then it was after working at Lifelight, being exposed to physicians and working with them a lot more closely, seeing what they do, and feeling that pull again to do this. And it was actually in my nursing school interview where I was talking about why I wanted to be a nurse and why I thought that was a superior path to a physician for me. And as I'm like saying these words, I'm like, this isn't like feel right at all. Like these are not valid reasons why I shouldn't pursue medicine. Like I would much rather pursue medicine. Not a knock on nurses at all. I mean, they do great things, but I think it was just, I kind of felt like I would be kind of copping out and taking the easy way out versus something that had some uncertainty and challenge, a lot more challenge to it for me. And then another cool thing was like during this time was our church was doing this media fast, and we were fasting all sorts of media with the goal of like hearing from the Lord more clearly, and that coincided with these desires and this thought of like maybe medicine is what we're supposed to do. And I feel like it was confirmed for both of us during that same time, which is just really cool.
Yeah, and it was really cool during the process. Jared was at like the exact right time where he didn't lose any course credits, and there are just multiple things like that have happened where it has lined up exactly right. He's been able to work full-time and go to school full-time, and we didn't even ever think that was possible in the beginning. And so we've just been, really thankful that we've had a lot of little confirmations along the way.
Yeah, definitely. So that's a little bit about what got us to this point, and now we're going to talk a little about where exactly we were at this point. So do you want to talk about like the family stuff?
Yeah, so we've been married almost 4 years.
Yeah.
It'll be 4 years in
a few
weeks. And we have Owen, who is 21 months. He is very busy. He has he's saying a lot of words. He's running like everywhere.
Mopping the floor, sweeping.
Yes, that was tonight.
Child labor.
He is very sweet and cuddly. He loves to give everybody hugs and kisses,
Yes.
Especially Essie.
We're trying to teach him to be a little bit gentler with
yes.
his Essie kisses.
And he's just a really sweet boy.
Yes.
And then Essie is 10 weeks old. She's finally sleeping a little bit better, starting to smile at us, so that's been really fun. And then I am home with the kids mostly, and then I'm also working part-time, running a bookkeeping business. So that's been really great to get to use my brain a little bit and also get to stay home with the kids. Owen is going to Mother's Day Out twice a week, so that's been really great. He's been loving his little school. And
Sounds funny saying he's in school.
yeah.
Not even two.
Yeah, we cried when we had to get him a backpack. We were like, he's so big. Yeah, so that's a little bit about the family.
Yeah, and I'm still working full-time with the flight service, and academically I'm in my fall semester, my senior year. Typically I believe people call it the glide year. All of my prereqs for medical school are out of the way, and now I'm just finishing up degree requirements. So academically it's really not as challenging as some of the other semesters I've had, so I'm pretty thankful for that. And then I've already applied, I've already done my personal statement, my AMCAS and the MCAT is all done, and I'm kind of in between secondaries and interviews. So applied to 10 schools, got 9 secondaries, those are all done. I have 2 interview invites. One I will attend on Monday, and the other one will be the 1st of November. So I'm just kind of in purgatory where you check your email about 50 times a day. It's really annoying. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at.
And we hope to do these videos, at least for the major things. We may go back and talk about the MCAT and some of the stuff that's happened up until now. But we really just wanted to document, we wanted to start it a while ago, but we wanted to document at least the journey going forward.
And where are we at right now, physically?
Oh, we are living with my parents, which is not for everyone, but it has been actually really a blessing getting to be here. We are saving a lot of money because we're hoping to go into med school debt-free, which so far we're on track to do. And then it's been great just to help with the kids and just spend a good bit of time with them. So I know we're gonna miss it when we have to move, and Owen really will too, and I'm sure Essie as she gets older.
All right, so rapid fire predictions: 1 year, 5 year, 10 year.
1 year, well, hopefully we're at medical school. I think we know what our top choice is, so I hope we're at that school.
Top choice as of now, as of not going to any interviews.
Well,
so
yeah.
Fluid ranking.
And hopefully settled in a little bit. 2 walkers, which will be crazy, busy. Hopefully we'll be moved in and kind of in a new rhythm.
Yeah, same. So, yeah, I don't think I have anything to add on that one.
Yeah.
I hope I'm like at peace and not staying up all night and freaking out.
Yeah, hopefully.
You may have talked me off the ledge a couple times.
Yeah, that's already happened a lot. Yeah. We'll have to make an episode about that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 5 years.
5 years. Post med school.
5 years. I think we want to homeschool the kids. So we'll see if that's a good fit for each of them, but that would probably be one of my goals. We'll see how my business ends up with that. I don't know if I'll be able to do all that. And then hopefully another kid or 2 maybe in there. Oh, and hopefully we'll be at residency, and as of now we think we'd love to move back to Nashville since most of our family is still here, but we'll see kind of where everybody ends up. Yeah,
so same, love to be at residency in Nashville, hopefully at Academic Center would be the plan. All right, 10 years.
Go ahead.
All right, so 10 years for me, hopefully done with training, unless I do some kind of crazy fellowship, which I'm not planning on right now. I would hopefully be attending at this point. Again, hopefully at Academic Center, hopefully in Middle Tennessee, based off of our preferences right now. So
Disney.
Yes.
That's my main 10-year goal.
Yeah.
Is after all of this to take us to Disney,
Little
maybe
treat.
even the one in Hawaii, Aulani.
Yeah.
And finally buy a house. That
Yeah.
would, like, we feel so old being almost in our 30s and not even close to being able to buy a house yet. So it'll be nice to finally get to buy a house. And
You're talking a lot more money expenses
Yes,
on top
yes,
of like
and
over
chipping
$250,000 of debt
all of
for
our
school.
debt.
So my goal would be to be about halfway through with our
Yeah.
debt.
I think we
But if
can
we're
do
doing
it.
Hawaii and houses, man, that happen.
No, we need little
Yeah, we do need some reward.
little celebration.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So this is something we'd hopefully do every episode if we're in a new season, and that is best thing about the season and hardest thing about the season.
The best thing for me, I think, is that, well, it's been really nice because Jared's been home a little bit more. His course load isn't as bad. And I think we've just really had some sweet times because of our schedules, we really have to be intentional about spending time together and really making some of these little family events and things happen. So we've just had some really sweet times because since we don't have a ton of time together, it makes the time we do get more special, I think. And then the hardest thing for me has just been adding Essie into the daily rhythm. I love her, but yeah, it's just been a big adjustment going from 1 to 2 kids. It's kind of like thrown everything off.
Totally.
So we're finally, now that she's like 2 months, sort of getting into a rhythm. I hope it keeps getting better. But yeah, I'm still not super getting a ton of sleep, and so that has been a challenge.
Yeah, and for me, I would say the best part is, like I said earlier, like it's a pretty light academic load. Hour-wise, it's fair, but the courses just aren't quite as academically rigorous. So I feel like when I come home from school, for the most part, except for tonight and tomorrow, I'm home. I don't have to do school. I can put in my time on campus and then come home and be done. So that's really nice because I don't know that I'll have that a year from now. And then the hardest thing is just juggling the schedules, whether it's planning my work schedule, planning class schedule, and just all of the competing demands for time. And then, also family time and trying to plan time for Erica to go get things done, and where I get to watch the kids. But then that means I'm physically not on campus, physically not able to work. So just juggling all of that can be challenging, and definitely the hardest thing right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Episode 1 in the books.
All right. Peace out.